Oh, hello, Robbery children. It's Siobhan here. I'm your lollipop lady, and I was kind of missing seeing all of your faces whilst we're in this lockdown. I hope you're enjoying your lessons on the computer with all your teachers. And I kind of thought, what could I do? And I'd like to read a story. And I racked my brains. What story would be good? So what I did was I thought about my favourite stories when I was very small. And the first person who came to mind was Paddington Bear. So I've decided I'm going to read you a little Paddington Bear story. This one is called Paddington and the Palace. And it's about the little bear visiting Buckingham Palace one day. The stories are written by Michael Bond. So, one morning, Mr Gruber and Paddington Bear set out to see the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace. Mr Gruber took his camera. Paddington took a flag on a stick, just in case he saw the Queen. And they both sat at the front of the double-decker bus so that they could see all of the places of interest on their way. They were sitting at the front, looking out the window. The bus took them most of the way, and then they had to walk through St James's Park. It was a lovely sunny morning, and there were flowers everywhere. I think I might pick some flowers for the Queen, said Paddington. I'm afraid that's against the law, said Mr Gruber. This is what is known as a royal park, and all of the flowers belong to the Queen anyway. Besides, if you pick them, it would spoil it for others. If you like, I can take a picture for your scrapbook instead. Oh, fancy having a front garden like this, said Paddington. I wonder if she has to mow the lawn. It's quite a big lawn. Mr Gruber laughed, and then, as they drew near to some large gates, he pointed towards the roof of a building behind them. We're in luck's way, Mr Brown, said Mr Gruber. There's a flag flying, and that means the Queen is at home. Hooray! Paddington peered through the railings and waved his own flag several times, just in case the Queen was watching out of a window. I think I saw someone at the window, Mr Gruber, he called excitedly. Do you think it was the Queen? Who knows, said Mr Gruber. Mr Gruber wondered whether he ought to suggest holding Paddington up so that he could see. He was quite short, being a small bear. But in the end, he bought Paddington a periscope. Now, if you look through the bottom end, he explained, you can see high above people's heads. Paddington tried it out, but all he could see were other people's faces, and he didn't think much of some of those. In the end, he tried crawling through the legs of the crowd, but by the time he got to the other side to see the band play, they'd already passed by. Look, said a small boy, pointing at Paddington. One of the soldiers has dropped his hat. It's what they call a busby, darling, said the boy's mother. Paddington jumped to his feet. I'm not a busby, said Paddington. I'm a bear. Gradually, the crowd melted away until there were only a few people left. Oh dear, said Mr. Gruber. It's all over, and I didn't even get a picture of you with one of the guardsmen. I didn't even see them, said Paddington sadly. Poor things. And they'd taken that trip especially. Just then, a man in a bowler hat said something to a policeman by the gate, and then he pointed towards Paddington and Mr. Gruber. The policeman beckoned to them. I've instructions to invite you inside so that you can take a proper photograph. You are very honoured. Paddington felt most important as he and Mr. Gruber followed the policeman across the palace parade ground, and the guard came to attention. I think, he said, as he stood to attention, while Mr. Gruber took the photograph, this guard is so good that he doesn't need changing. As they left the palace, Paddington stopped by the gates to wave his flag. Do you think it was the Queen looking out of the window when we first came? Well, it was either the Queen, said Mr. Gruber, or it was somebody who likes bears very much. And he took one last picture for Paddington's scrapbook. You must mark the window with a cross when you paste it in, just in case. I'm not sure if I can do this with the background, but I'd like to try and show you the picture of Paddington. Ooh, there he is. It's a lovely day. So perhaps you could try going outside and get a little bit of fresh air. Until I see you again, bye-bye.